Okay, no, you are on. Oh, go ahead.
Rabbi 503, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Bachim. You know it's going to be the funny part, because when he grows up, in 10 years from now, he look back.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
Okay, Rabotai, we're going to continue with our halachot of barachot. Guys, if it gets complicated, please stop me and let me know. It's like speaking to a wall over here. I don't know if you guys understand or not. The whole point is to be able to understand the halachot and to be able to apply it. Okay? So we started speaking about in the last few classes regarding a primary food. Regarding a primary food and...
Sorry. Okay, good. We're all good now, right?
Yeah,
that's
now we're good.
That's the way I know how to get referrals, okay? Right there. That's what it's all about. All right.
Okay. Richard, when you're not on, my wife says, what happens those days when you're teaching and Richard's not there?
About I need a technology guy to come to my computer because you and Ruben know I've been on and I don't know how to do this. So sorry.
I know. Okay. Rabotai, we start speaking about the primary and secondary food. We start saying that if you're eating a primary food and if you're eating a secondary food with it, you bless on the primary and it exempts the secondary. Today we're going to speak about what happens if the two foods are mixed together. And what do you bless first? Also, what happens if you have two foods that are recognizable to the eye? For example, I'm having a fruit salad. I have in front of me apples, banana, strawberry, watermelon, oranges. I'm having a fruit salad. And what do I say the blessing first on Jigarik? You ever eat those fruit salads? And what are you going to say the blessing first? All right, so says the Shulchan Aruch.
Yeah, no, you're right. The fruit salad, I thought like other salads, it depends on what you want to, the purpose. Like if you're eating a tuna salad, you're eating it because of the tuna, so you do it, the blessing for the tuna. But fruit salad, you're right.
What about when a person eats sesame chicken, or by us we eat plov, right? Or when you eat the rice on Shabbat. Say you're not having a bread meal. You want to eat the rice with meat and vegetables. What do you bless on first? It's all mixed. What do you do?
Yeah, but don't you do the blessing at the same time? Once you do the kiddush, it's for everything already?
So that's why I said not on Shabbat.
Oh, not on Shabbat. Say hamotzi, all the day. Say hamotzi, right?
Yeah, if you say hamotzi, but I'm talking about right now, that if you didn't say hamotzi, you just want to have, you go out on Sunday, you want to have plov or something like that, meat, vegetable, rice. Oh, so what blessing do you say? All right?
Mazanot.
Mazanot what, on everything?
Yeah, on the rice part.
Who's the guy over there that's helping you out?
Yeah, let's see him.
Let me see him. Who's that?
Nividin, get closer.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, how are you?
What's up? How are you?
Baruch Hashem, how's everything?
Thank God.
Wow, it's nice that it's both of you there. You got to split the bill in half.
He's a kiosker of mine, Israel. I have to help him out. If he was anybody else,
Yeah. Very good, very good.
Let's see, Rabbi.
Okay, Rabotai. Says the Mishnah Berurah, he says, what happens over here, he says, if you have the primary and the secondary, if they're mixed together, for example, he says, you have two types of food, where one is the primary and the other is the secondary. Now, all this is nice, Richard. Can you please tell me what is considered, what makes a food primary and what makes a food secondary, Richard? I bet you Gigari doesn't know that answer.
You're right.
I've been speaking about this whole time. Primary, secondary.
Rabbi.
Yeah?
Rabbi, if it's motzi or bread or wine, everything else is secondary. How does that sound?
I like that.
Rich, I like that, Richard. Oh, Rich, that's it. Richard, I know, I will say.
He got the We Lend hat keep on today, Rabbi. So you know he's on point.
Oh no, I gotta have the We Lend on. That's the way it goes.
Ruben, that's how you spread. Ruben, that's how you spread.
Have the We Lend on. That's part of my deal.
So Richard,
All
one
over the
second,
world,
Richard. You're
Israel.
saying good if I'm having bread and wine, but what happens if I'm not having bread and wine, Richard? What happens if I'm having sesame chicken? What happens if I'm having, fruit salad? What happens if I'm having meat with vegetables?
You once said that keeping kosher, wine is a primary. I think you said that once to us, right?
Yes, Richard, yes.
Okay, so wine is in. Wine is an A.
Correct.
But I don't know how you treat the other foods.
Okay. So this is very important. Whenever we speak about over here, primary and secondary means what comes to enhance the taste of the primary. Yes? For example, if I want to eat hummus by itself, correct, Richard? You know what's hummus, Richard?
Hummus?
Hummus.
Hummus. What do you mean by that?
He said Hamas.
Hummus.
Richard.
Hummus.
You know, I can't. Richard, hummus, Richard.
Look, everybody's laughing. We got a lot of brotherly love going on today. This is a very special day.
Oh, man. Richard, you make the class different. Okay. Richard, when you're not on, you got to see my other videos that everybody's serious.
No. I am not taking my phone till 25 after 5. I am not saying a word.
Okay, so let's say if a person wants to eat hummus, correct? And it's already grounded. The blessing on hummus shigarik is shahakol. Yeah?
Right.
But what happens right now if I want to go ahead and I want to if I want to go ahead and I want to dip a cracker into the hummus, I want to enhance the cracker with the taste of the hummus, so I'm going to say mizanot.
Correct.
That's one way to understand primary, secondary, things that come to enhance the food. For example, if a person is eating, let's say, plof, yes? The meat, the vegetables, the chickpeas that come to the food, do they come as an enhancement or they come as, a food by itself? Enhancement. So therefore, over there, you have to see if you have majority of the rice over the meat or over the vegetables, then you're only going to say one blessing of Brahmin Mizanot, and it's going to cover everything.
The meat and the carrots and everything.
Everything, because that's the majority, correct. But let me ask you the other way now, Jigarik. What happens if I had a fruit salad in front of me, where I have to say ha'etz, and I also have to say ha'adama? What do I do?
I would assume whatever you're like. What do you like more?
What do you like more?
Because then that becomes your primary, no?
No,
that
so
becomes
here,
your primary, essentially.
Since they're mixed, we're going to tell you always go after the Mishnah says you go after the rov, you go after the majority, meaning what's more, are the ha'etz, the fruits of the ha'etz, are they more, or the hadama fruits more? However, that's the opinion of the halacha, meaning the Shulchan Aruch, the Mishnah Berurah, and Rav Ben Abba Shaul. However, Chacham Avadi says, you know what he says? Since they're not cooked together, and you can actually see each one, let me put it like this, by the cooked food, when you cook them together, even though they're recognizable one by one, bless on the rice, it exempts everything. Since the rice is the majority. But when it comes to the fruit salad, since you didn't cook it together, even though I could say the ha'etz, let's say the apples are more, or the grapes are more, I could say the ha'etz, exempt all the hadama, still the halakha is going to tell me, Chacham Wadi says, it's better to go and say ha'etz and then say ha'adama. Because they're both recognizable on their own. But let's say if a person said, ha'etz, and he had in mind also to exempt the hadama, beseder, no problem. According to the Mishnah Berurah, he's going to be able to be fine. But according to the letter of the law, we want to follow Chacham Ovadia, that in a fruit salad, since you can see each one individually, why do I want you to first bless on the ha'etz? Because if you bless on the hadama, you technically took out the ha'etz. Right? Because the fruits from the tree come from the ground. Or you can say on the hadama and have in mind to exempt, have in mind not to exempt the ha'etz. Yeah, you got it? You guys are sure? Yeah, Richard? No.
So that you can say a separate blessing.
So you can say a
for that.
separate blessing. Correct. Okay? Yes, this is good?
Yep.
Okay. Then I want to ask you one more question. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want to ask you one more question. What happens if I have, let's say if, the wife is cooking rice in the same pot, meat and vegetables in the same pot, and now when she didn't cook it all together, like when you do plov, you mix everything. She cooked everything, they're all there, but they're separate. What are you going to bless the blessing on first?
How do you make loaf separately though?
Huh?
You're talking like if it's in tiers?
No, so the plov, how do they do? They start the meat on the bottom. The meat is on the bottom.
They
Because we want the
mix it
taste.
because the kids are here or whatever.
Right, the carrots, the meat is on the bottom, then they put the rice on the top. Right? But let's say you have rice is on the bottom, and then you have the meat on the top or on the side, and the vegetables.
Right.
So it's not coming to give me the taste. So he brings out over here, he says that if you're going to eat the rice with the meat together every single time you take it with a spoon, you're going to say one blessing also. If the rice is more, you're going to say Borei Minei Mezonot. If the meat is more, you're going to say Shakol and you're going to exempt the rice. Richard, you ever eat sesame chicken, Richard?
Say it one more time, Rabbi.
Do you eat sesame chicken?
I do.
So when you're eating a sesame chicken, they give you sometimes white rice, correct? They're coming they're not cooked together. So over there, I'm going to tell you, when I'm eating this rice, am I eating the rice to give taste to the chicken, or do I want to have them individually?
Individually, you say, because you have to say bracha.
So no, I'm asking you. No, you have to know yourself. I personally like the rice to come to give me taste for the chicken. I love the chicken more, but I want the rice to give me. But here's the problem: the rice is not the majority over here. Yes, the chicken's in because I don't put the whole thing. It's a little bit. It's not like you have a chicken fried rice.
You're on mute.
Who's on mute?
All right. Thank you. You just said, Rabbi, that if the wife was putting the rice and chicken and vegetables in the same pot, I thought that's like a no-no to you guys that are kosher.
Why?
I thought you can't make the rice, chicken, and vegetables in the same pot, can you?
Why not, Richard?
That's only meat. That's only meat and like meat and dairy.
Oh, so wait, you only have to separate meat and dairy for the way you guys are kosher. But then you have 3 separate brachas for the chicken, which is primary, for the rice or anything else additionally to the primary, right?
So that's the thing, Richard. If I'm gonna have the rice to give me taste for the chicken, so then you're only gonna say one blessing on the chicken, which is shahakol, and it's gonna take out the obligation for the rice. Okay? But what happens, Richard, if I'm having right now chicken fried rice, where it's all mixed, over there the blessing is gonna be Borei Minei Mezonot. Why? Because the rice is the majority. Once it's the majority, becomes the bracha. That's the bracha you're gonna bless. Yes, we're all good, guys. Okay.
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Speak to me.
Because the rice is greater and it's mixed.
Correct. Exactly.
There's more rice, and because it's mixed.
Correct.
But had it not been mixed, you had broccoli on one side.
Exactly.
You would have to do it for individual.
So let's just summarize this. This is very important to know. According to the letter of the law, once I have something that is mixed, even though they're recognizable, even if you go after the majority, you're good. Nevertheless, Chacham Ovadia says, when it comes to cooked food, always go after the majority. Meaning when they're cooked together. When it comes to fruit salads, right, vegetables, let's say you have an olive, and then you have a cucumber, right, they're mixed, whatever it might be. You have the ha'etz and you have the hadama, always go after the majority.
Rabbi, but I heard when it comes to sushi, you have to take a little bit of each and say barakah for each one. Rabbi Davidov said that at a lecture.
You know, that's
a little bit of rice, a little bit of the avocado, a little bit of the fish, and say separately for each, he said. the best way. Because I also took it in front of him and I said, mezonot, for the rice. He said, no, wrong.
Why was it wrong?
That's what he told me. He said it's best to do it where you take a little bit of each.
There's one thing to do it best. There's another thing what the halacha requires of us. Richard, yeah? 1 second.
No, I just want to make a general statement from a guy who's not kosher. So, some rabbis, even locally, and people will give you the direction of the tefillin. And the way they wrap it with the finger, or they don't wrap it with the finger, and the way they do this, and the way they do that. This guy, Jacob, is saying that the rabbi said he does sushi because it has rice in it, because of avocado. He would do 4 or 5 little prayers.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And some rabbi might just say 1 prayer instead of 4 or 5 little prayers. Now, I have a lot of respect for you guys that are kosher. How do you guys eat? You do so much time praying. By the time the food comes, I'm
Richard.
tired listening to you. You're doing 4 or 5 prayers. You got to wait 7-8 minutes to eat. What do you do?
No, they're very short brachas, by the way. They're not prayers, they're brachas, and it's very short, literally 10, 15 seconds.
So, Yaakov, I want to just say like this, Yaakov. According to what we're learning now, I could speak to Rabbi David and myself. Remember one thing. There's something that it's best to do, like the fruit salad case. And there's something it's asur to do. So different things, yeah? If a person blessed Borei Minei Mizonot on sushi, did he do an Avera?
No.
You can't. Why? Because why am I eating the sushi? Why am I eating the sushi? What are the fish and the avocado is coming to give taste to the rice? It's like that, primary, secondary. You understand? Why am I eating the sushi? You understand? You have to look at the halakha. I know what you're saying. Not only the rabbi. There's a lot of people. They just say it's always better to do. No, not necessarily true. Especially when you're eating them together. He says over here clearly. I could read for you in Hebrew. He says when you're eating them together, especially you go after the majority. So you have to really see what's the majority in the sushi. Is it the rice? Is it the avocado? Is it the salmon? I don't know what you're eating. You understand? You want to play it safe, you should say mizanot on a cracker, say shahakol on water, and then go ahead and eat your sushi.
Right.
But the
you
blessing
have
on
to keep
sushi...
it in mind, right?
Huh?
You have to keep in mind that you're going to have the sushi.
No, once you said automatically covers everything. You're there. I'm here. I have sushi in front of me.
Got it.
You understand, Yaakov? I could double check with him if you want double check with him.
Double check because I want to know.
Because there's a difference between the best way, and I also have to see why it's the best way. Because clearly, if you have primary and secondary, the secondary gets nullified in the primary. So why in the world would I want to say another extra bracha right now if I'm not obligated to say another bracha? So according to what we're saying now, Yaakov, when I'm having a cracker with cheese, I should better off just say the bracha on cheese and then other crackers separately. You understand? I could apply this for everything. But I'm just trying to say, is it the best thing to do? Or is that what the halacha requires me to do? Two different things. Okay? I'll double check with him, or if you want, you double check, Yaakov.
No, double check, Rav, because I 100% that's what he said, 100%.
No, I believe you. Not only him. I've heard this many times where people speak about this. They always say every little by little, not only by sushi, by like plov also they're going to tell you, say you heard this also but not true. Why? If the majority is the rice, you say the rice and it exempts all the brachot. Why should I say separate brachot? Why should I say unnecessary brachot? You understand?
To fulfill the 100 blessings a day. Maybe it's easier.
That's only on Shabbat. During the week, it's a little bit easy because you have 3 prayers. Yeah? You have 3 prayers, yes?
Right.
Okay. Rabotai, for the short time that we have left, Richard. So, okay, guys, again, if you guys have any questions, always ask, feel free. Double check with your rabbis. Again, listen, I'm not an angel. I could make mistakes. It's very important to know this. But we're going with you based off the Shulchan Aruch. I'm just trying to see if there is an opinion like that. Let me just see something. Unless he's going to look at it, Yaakov, unless he's going to look at it as a fruit salad, you hear? Since they're not cooked together in the same pot, but then Yeah, but even, I don't know. Okay. I could say like a fruit salad, where we want you, it's better. But again, by the fruit salad also, if the majority is ha'etz, you say ha'etz, you're good. It's just, you have dissenting opinions, but halakhically, you're fine. You understand?
I get it.
Unless he
I get
wants
it.
to say by sushi, since they're not cooked together, and they're recognizable by themselves, you can go ahead and you should say bracha on each one individually. But I have another problem. So what are you going to do with the primary and the secondary? And if you're going to tell me they're both primary, they're both coming for themselves, they're not coming to give taste to one another, you go the halacha says go after the primary, which is the majority. If you tell me they're both equal, then we could go ahead and say two separate brachot. Yeah, Yaakov?
I get it.
Okay.
If you can ask and let me know. I just want to know for learning purposes.
No problem. B'ezrat Hashem b'li neder.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Rabotai, I want to continue the Musar. Richard, yesterday we started learning something very fascinating, that if a person does not repent in this world, how much blessings, how much goodness he takes away from himself. Richard, I was asked a question today. I know you have to go, Richard, at 5:25. You have to run. Yes, Richard?
No, I'm staying on no matter what. Go ahead.
I want to ask you a question. Somebody brought this question up to me today. Somebody actually spoke to me. If you know this better than I do, meaning you've dealt with these kind of people more than I do. If you have a person who's addicted to alcohol, and he's addicted to gambling, and he's constantly losing money, spending on drugs, is the community fund, we have a community chest, are we obligated to put him back on his feet constantly? Do we have to constantly give him money in order for him to flush it down the toilet again?
Powerful.
Somebody asked me this question today. Huh?
You want me to answer that?
Rich, I ask you, no?
Yeah, that's pretty good. First off, it's very, very, very difficult because, of course, we all want to help. If it's a brother or a child, we want to help them the first time they may have the issue.
Okay.
But if we help them the first time and it's an enablement, it's almost always ends in a very bad situation. I am not very good with my own children, but I'm good with other people's children. I'm very good because I can be stronger with other people's children and other people's situation. But back to the point, you hurt the alcoholic or the gambler or the addict more by giving them the bailout,
right,
more by helping them than by being strong and not giving them.
Right.
It's almost always the wrong thing to help them. But we all have families and we all do the best we can.
Correct. We can help, Richard. But are you allowed to use somebody else's funds to be able to help them?
Why would you do that?
That's what I'm speaking about.
You raise the money to help them.
Right. We raise the money to help them, for example.
If somebody has a sick child that needs a $40,000 operation and you get 200 families to give $200 or $300 each, that's different. Why would you take a third party corporately or personally to help someone out of trouble?
Right. We know, no, in a situation like where they're gambling, we won't help them, Richard. We won't help them. I was just trying to bring a point. Just like you understand over there, we're not going to help them. Hashem also gives us the resources to be able to always come back to Him, and He waits for us to come back to Him. And He continues giving us, and He gives us life, but if He sees that, the more He gives us, the more we use it against Him, should He take the resources away? That was the point I was trying to bring out. I don't know why Jigarik is always laughing, Richard. I don't know why.
Why not? Leave him alone. He's having a great life. He's a family-oriented guy. Let him smile, Rabbi. Life's too short.
Yes.
Because it was a tricky question in the beginning, Rabbi.
Yeah.
It was a tricky question because the answer should have been.
Have you guys, one question, here's a good one. Have you guys ever had someone have a drinking problem or a gambling problem and then you guys all facilitated a bailout, thinking you're helping the man. And has the bailout ever had a long-term success for the gambling and the drinking never to come back?
So I'll let Isgilov
I've
answer
had
that.
that.
I haven't dealt
I've
with
had
that.
multiple situations like that. Yeah.
You have?
Most of the time, it did not help.
Right.
Most of the time, it did not help.
I've only heard of, remember, I'm 35 years in that.
Right.
And I've never one time, my mother and father, may they rest in peace. My mother and father tried with me many, many times. But it wasn't until I was in enough pain to change the behavior. And then, yes, I saw Hashem working his magic through it. Because sometimes Hashem will give you the pain. You don't want to even talk about this on a webcast. But sometimes the men need the pain in order to get to the other side of that situation. Anyway, just one guy's opinion.
No, it's what you're saying, Richard. That's unfortunately how it is. But I'll tell you, Richard, one thing that we do deal in this community is when it's already too late. Like I've spoken to you before privately, when some people are chas v'shalom, either they flushed everything down the toilet, or either they've overdosed or things like that. That is something the community faces, unfortunately. I mean, we don't know what people are going through. I mean, people are very quick to judge, and everybody's afraid to even speak about these things. So unfortunately, it's always late. When they come to the rabbi, when they need help for the funeral, or when they need help to how to, continue his life after the death, which is very sad. They don't come, when we can try to help them. Because we do try to help people. We're not here to go out, to get people. We're here to actually help people, come back to themselves. Saving a life, Richard, is like saving a whole world. That's what the rabbis of Blessed Memory teach us. When you save one life, you save the whole world. So every single life is important. Every single life. Richard, me and Elon were speaking about, there was a situation, I'm not going to get into details. If you are allowed to pull the plug on a person who's already dying, he's brain dead, he's not getting up. Are you allowed to pull the plug on him? It's
real personal, that question. Now, if the family has documents of do not resuscitate.
No, I'm saying the family. Can the family pull the plug on the?
If they have the documents, yeah.
Halachically, Rabbi, halachically speaking, no.
Right. So, Richard, I want to tell you something, Richard. Even though they have permission, even though if he's going to write it in the will that he allows the family to do it, we're not going to allow him to do it, Richard. Why? Because every single second that a Jew is alive in this world and he's suffering, it erases many of his sins and it acquires him eternity of life in the next world. So by taking even 1 minute away, he's considered, the Shulchan Aruch, which is the code of law, considers him to be a murderer. I went one time in a hospital to visit a guy. Richard, the guy was dying. There was nothing what to talk about. He just opened his eyes to see who came in, Richard. We went to say a prayer by the bedside. His son was there. He closed his eyes. I said, don't do that. You're not allowed to do it. If you hasten the death, even millisecond, you're considered to be a murderer. That's how much we value life.
I'm not going to get into this with you at this time. I'm going to table this and talk to you about this. Rabbi, if you ever had a parent that you saw didn't know who he was or where he was, and he was in a lot of pain, you might think differently. I'm just giving you, for instance, and I'm just saying that if you're ever in a situation like that, of course, you pray to Hashem. So then what you're saying is the Hasidic or the more Jewish you are, you never believe in the ability to take a life, right? Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And I don't disrespect that view. I don't have that view, but I respect your view or anyone on the box's view if that's the way you feel. But unless you see if you see an older person in pain and in their right mind and conscious, They have signed the documents in the state of Florida or in the state of New York. I'm hopeful that Hashem will always forgive them, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Family makes the call if the elder is in a lot of discomfort or pain. It's very difficult to make that call, you know?
Right. I'm saying, right. Now it's difficult to make that call, but that's why, Richard, we consult rabbis over here that deal with these things, and it's not a simple thing. It's almost very rare that we will allow anybody to pull the plug. Yes, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, it's painful, but it's something that the parents will thank the children later for not doing. Because the more, unfortunately, Richard, this is how it works. The more you launder a clothing, the better, the wider it becomes. The more a person suffers in this world, the greater his share in the next world is going to be. So it's not.
I respect you more than any rabbi I've ever met. Sorry if it's
No, don't worry
a little
about it. Thank you.
uncomfortable. I feel differently. I
No problem.
know that your father is around, and I know Reuben's father and my father are not around, and I don't know anybody else, so I can only tell you, if you went to a hospital and you saw your father, you and your brother, in pain, and you saw him not okay, it might change your mind about the way you think.
I hear Richard. I hear you.
So I didn't want you to know I don't want to be the rabbi's assistant. Reuben told me if I don't wear the We Lend hat, I could be the rabbi's assistant. Those are both good jobs for us, Spike. So you never know if we arrange a few jobs. Too bad Jack's not on, you know?
Okay.
We miss Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the best boys ever.
This was very good, Rabbi.
Okay. Everybody
Rabbi, thank you.
Everybody should have a long life, a healthy life.
Amen.
A prosperous life.
God bless you all.
Only
Amen.
blessings.
Thank you,
I love
Rabbi.
you, all of you guys. I'll
Thank
see you
you,
tomorrow.
Rabbi.
Dr. Shem.
Thank you. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
Rita, you got it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow's the
Tomorrow's
fast, right?
Erev Tisha B'Av, so we're not gonna have no class tomorrow. I just with me.
Okay, the fact on Thursday.
Thursday, it's also Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av starts on
Thursday's
Wednesday.
That's tomorrow night.
No, you can't. It's you do
We're not allowed to learn, no, Rabbi?
No, you're allowed to learn, but you also got to prepare. You got to prepare. You got to eat throughout the day. To be able to, hold in the fast. Okay, so yeah, so
Rabbi.
tomorrow
Okay.
it's not
Have
gonna
an
work.
easy fast,
I'll let
Rabbi.
everyone know.
Okay, bye.
I'll see you guys.
Thanks, Rabbi.
See Aaron John. I'll see everyone. I'll see
All
you
the
guys.
best.
Bye.